Hi, thank you for joining us today as we discuss the situation that our entire world is facing right now with COVID-19. And we'd like to talk a little bit with you about moving your science labs online. My name is Heather Stewart. I'm one of the business development managers here at Carolina Distance Learning. I'm
And
joined by Leah Bishop.
I am also a business development manager here at Carolina Distance Learning, and certainly happy to speak with you all today and hope that we can help you and your students get through this difficult time.
Today we wanted to talk to you a little bit about how we can help you if you are finding that you are being asked to transition your science courses online. We want to give you a little bit of brief background about our organization and then talk to you a little bit more in detail about how we can help you do that. Carolina Distance Learning is a part of a division of Carolina Biological Supply Company that many of you might be familiar with. We have a history of providing science to the world for almost 100 years now. It only made sense for us to move into the college and university market, being that our product is so strong and our curriculum offers an opportunity for the same rigor that you would find within your own lab situation on campus. We have several staff members who are former faculty members who have actually taught online, and they've helped develop this program to where it is today.
We wanted to really provide you this information about who we are before we really jump into how we can help, to give you a little bit of confidence knowing that if you do need our help, or if you do have our assistance during this time, that we do have the background and knowledge to help you get through this. We're here to support you, and we have the experience to help back that. So that being said, jumping really right in, we want to get you this information as quickly as possible. We currently have labs that are sent home to students in lab kits across 8 different areas of study. We know that courses are very unique for every institution and may not fit perfectly in one of our 8 areas of study. So we have the infinite ability to really customize this however you want. One great example that we see quite often is a GOB chemistry course, the General Organic and Biochem. We can pull labs from biology and chemistry and microbiology to really make that true custom kit for you and your students. Because we can customize these so well and so easily, we don't have to have you use a lab kit designed for a full semester. You're already most of the way through the spring semester. You really just need those lab kits to send home to students to finish off the semester strong, so they're not losing out on that hands-on on-campus experience. So we'll help you create a custom kit with the 3 or 4 labs that you need to get students through the rest of the semester, get that sent out, and really truly help you get going and hit the ground running.
We wanted to share with you a little bit about our response to COVID-19 over these past few weeks. We've been receiving several calls and emails regarding how can you help us in this short period of time. We have been serving large universities and institutions all the way down to community colleges and everywhere in between. Everyone right now is in need. We've been able to offer different subject areas, as you can see here, chemistry and biology. We've been able to put kits together quickly. You can see some of the contents listed here. One thing I'd like to point out is our turnaround time in terms of responding to you has been nothing short of really impressive in terms of making sure that this is a seamless process for you and your students.
I would also like to point out here on these different 3 kits that we've created for 3 different universities here. The Bio 300 that you see up there, it's not only using our lab kits, but we've also added in the pencil and the pipette, the ruler, the beaker, those items that are needed to maybe finish some activities that you want the students to do at home. This goes back to us being part of Carolina Biological Supply Company. We have access to these materials. We can package them for your students. So again, they're not missing out on any of that education experience just because they're stuck at home. And our lab kits really truly are designed to be affordable. We know that there's a lot going on right now. Some of the students have already paid their lab fees, so the department wants to jump in and help so we can get some lab kits sent out. But whatever you're looking to do, we can really help customize whatever you need so that it's affordable for what your students need. We have lab kits, we have digital labs, and we have those dry labs. So we can pick and choose. You can do all wet, some digital, whatever it is you need to really finish off that semester strong again, so those students are not losing that quality on-campus lab that they typically get from you.
We definitely want to assure you that these labs that are being sent home to your students and that they are actually performing in their own kitchens are safe. Here at Carolina, we have our own safety department, so all of our investigations prior to going out into the field are scrutinized and reviewed, and they are covered in ways that allow for students to be safe as they're performing these investigations. We also, as you can see, we absolutely with kits offer the personal protective equipment, and within the lab instructions that are provided, absolutely spell out clearly in the instructions what it takes to perform this investigation safely. We will also give information about how to discard the actual investigation. There are all kinds of precautions and procedures that are available within the manuals that allow students to have a really safe experience. Also, there are videos that accompany if there's a spot where a student might get stuck. It's a particularly detailed piece of the investigation. They'll also have a video accompanying them as well. So just want to assure you that we would certainly not put these out unless they were reviewed. They were also tested. We have interns that test our investigations prior to going out as well. So our safety department certainly would not allow us to send these out without some serious review. We also have a liability policy that covers your students as long as they're following instructions that the lab manual provides. So we have safety covered for sure.
So you know that we have the labs, we have the availability to get them to your students quickly, but what are we providing you? I think that is really one of the most important pieces as you're taking these labs online in a week's time, because that's all the time that we've been given. So we really want you to feel confident in that we're going to supply you all of the resources you need to really pick your labs, send them to your students, and then get going. So each of our labs has a traditional lab manual. It'll have the background information, the procedure, safety outlines, and like Heather just said, videos galore. So your students that are at home can really watch the procedural videos, watch the introductory videos. So they still have some direction as to what they're doing as they go through those labs. They're also going to have assessment banks for you to use, answer keys. We have extension activities. So how can you get the students to interact beyond just the lab? There's discussion board ideas, case study ideas, all kinds of things to really help you just go. You don't have to create these at-home labs from scratch. You don't have to create the questions or the data tables. We have all of that ready for you. We're also going to provide all of this to you in a digital format. So you don't have to get IT involved to do a lengthy connection between a random system your students have to learn and are in your system currently. It's all going to go right into your LMS, whether that be Canvas or Blackboard or Moodle. You can plug it in, your students can see it, and they can just run with it. As soon as, a matter of fact, you choose which labs you want to go with, we'll get this information sent over to you so you can get it uploaded, you can get it prepared, and students can even begin reading those procedures before those lab kits arrive. So then they really can hit the ground running. That seems to be my favorite phrase today.
Leah, I'd also like to mention here in terms of support that if a faculty member runs into any issues, they have our distance learning specialists really at their fingertips. they are welcome to email or call if they hit a roadblock. And also students, certainly if when a kit arrives, there's any issue that they're running into, we have support specialists that are there for the students as well. So I just wanted to mention a little bit about support there.
Absolutely. And you mentioned it earlier, and I want to tie that back in together. Our distance learning specialists are those former instructors or current instructors, whichever this situation may be. So they've taught these classes, they've taught with our lab kits, they are currently teaching with our lab kits. So they know how to help you. They probably already know the answers to the questions before you even get the questions asked. So we are here to support you. And as Heather mentioned, we have a great customer service team there to help support your students as well.
It might be a little overwhelming to think about not only just putting the kits together, but how do the students order these kits? How do they get shipped out? And certainly that is where we come in. Our infrastructure allows us to handle all of that for you. In terms of purchasing directly though, students have multiple options, and certainly during this space and time that we're in right now, we will be as accommodating as we possibly can. We understand that some bookstores are not open right now. For students that particularly would need to use their financial aid in order to purchase their kits, you let us know how we can support you in terms of those students. Also, options are for us to create a customized website so students come directly to that website, fill in their information, and that's how we are alerted to ship out a kit to them. Generally, there are 3 options for you. The first one is that students would have a voucher in their bookstore that they could go to. We digitally provide the voucher to the bookstore, and then students are able to use their financial aid to purchase their kit. And then, of course, the direct order, as you see there, which is where we would customize a website. We can do all of these options, or we can do some of them. And again, during this period of time, there may be some special circumstances. So please just reach out to us, tell us what you're going through, and we will devise the best system for you.
And I think Heather and I at this point can both speak from experience as we've been working with universities across the country in this time to get these kits ready and sent out. If you have, as Heather mentioned, a special way that you need to purchase because of the situation, or maybe you have a budget that you have to stick with because that's all the department or the university has allowed funding for you for this project, we'll help you stick with that. We'll see what we can do. We'll get the labs put together, and we really want to work with you. We're former scientists at heart, and we really want you to be able to provide the students with that same experience that they would have on campus. So not just virtual labs to just kind of get them through, but still those hands-on labs where they can get that true experience, especially your major students who really can't afford to miss out on those lab experiences because they just need to build off the ones that they're already doing. So here is our contact information. I'm going to leave this up here for just a minute so that you can jot it down. Of course, you can pause the video as well. But Heather and I really want to help. Our whole team is really on board here. Everybody's jumping in from different departments to help. We know that the universities are in dire need right now as students are homebound, and you really want to keep that same rigorous lab in place. So we want to jump in and help. I do have a real quick short video that I want to show as well. Something that you could pass along to your colleagues, maybe if they're in the same boat as you are. But before I hit play, Heather, do you have anything else that you want to add?
I think we've touched on all of it. Know that we are thinking about everyone who is out there struggling in many different ways. We just hope that we can provide this piece of support to our science colleagues. So please reach out and take care.
Perfect. And I will mention one more thing, that website that you see at the bottom, carolina.com/distance learning. You go to that site, you're going to be able to see a full breakdown of each of the labs that we have in each of our 8 subject areas. You'll be able to see the outcomes and the materials for each lab. So it's all very transparent for you to go through before ever even talking to us to see which labs you want. You can even submit to us which ones you want selected right there from the website, and we can get the kit already processed in place before you ever even have to talk to either of us. So please take advantage of that site. If you do see some labs on there that you want to see the manual for, just to make sure it is following your outcomes for your course, shoot Heather and I an email. We will get you those manuals. We'll get you what you need, and we'll help you get going with these lab kits.
And along those lines, Leah, important to know if this is just too overwhelming at the moment, send us your syllabus. We'll make the recommendations for you. You can pick and choose, and we can also develop a kit that way.
Absolutely. There's so much uncertainty right now, especially with summer courses. A lot of schools have already started to have the conversation or even already put their summer courses online. So send us your syllabus. You can focus on your spring courses right now. Send us that summer course syllabus. We'll get you a lab kit recommendation ready, sent back to you, and we can get that in place for those summer students as well.
The journey begins here. For thousands of students, a chance to explore, a chance to create their own futures. Carolina Distance Learning provides customizable labs for online science, so you can take your students even further. Using the highest quality products in kits designed for safety, reliability, and rigor. Personal protective equipment, clear instructions, and safety data sheets are included in every kit. Our distance learning experts create, test, and retest every lab, offering you and your students lab kits in 8 areas of study with infinite possibilities for customization. We partner with leading organizations in distance learning to extend your capabilities, and Carolina Distance Learning supports you with unparalleled resources to help you and your students succeed with any type of at-home lab and the most extensive distribution system in the industry to ensure your students have everything they need when they need it, allowing you to focus on engaging with your students. Carolina Distance Learning gives students a robust set of digital resources, including introductory videos. Explore our website to discover free resources, send us your questions, submit your syllabus, and get a preview of a free no-obligation quote and get a free sample kit delivered right to your door. Carolina Distance Learning and you, transforming futures through the power of science.